my time because I got so caught up in supporting an Instagram live of a friend that went live. If you follow Taxes with Shane, she just went live on her Instagram. And I got so caught up doing that. I was like, oh no, I forgot about my live. So, yeah, it's been one of those days, definitely under the weather. So, this is what everyone is getting. If you saw my Instagram post, yeah, today is just a day. But, hey, it's Friday, and I definitely want to take the time to jump back on YouTube Live. I know I've been gone for a minute. It's tax season, guys. We are in it. So if you're joining me, definitely drop me a hello. Let me know where you guys are watching me from. I'd love to know. But today, let's just jump into this. We're talking about bookkeeping cleanup priorities and the March 15th deadline and what that's all about. Um, so there are a few things that are working to a lot of people's favors now as bookkeepers. So if you're a bookkeeper out there and you're brand new or you're already established, there are a few things that are going on. The number one thing is that the March 15th deadline for businesses that are an S corp or a partnership, the deadline for their taxes to be due is March 15th. Okay, again, if you're an S corp or a partnership, your deadline for your taxes to be filed for your business is March 15th. So please be sure that you're getting with your tax professional to get those things done, and or you guys are discussing the options of extensions. So that's coming up. Now, for us bookkeepers, what does that look like? That looks like a lot of work right now that is becoming more available to us because cleanup is absolutely, wow, look at this wind. Where it came from, I have no idea. This is why I'm not feeling good, guys. Arizona has the craziest weather. It's like hot, cold, hot, cold. This is why we're getting all sick. I promise. This is why I'm not feeling so great. So, again, if you're jumping on live, say hello. Let me know where you're watching me from. It has been a minute. Also, if you're new to this live, on the end of this live, stay tuned because I allow you guys to just ask me any questions that you want. It's an open, free for all Q&A on bookkeeping. As long as it's with bookkeeping and something that I know, then yeah, let's do it. So jumping back to the subject, I wanted to talk to you guys about what bookkeeping cleanup priorities are looking like right now. For those of us, it's March. Ooh, what's the date today at? It's March 5th, I think. No, 4th, March 4th. March 4th is the date today. So if you're watching on a recording, hi Dominique from Dallas. What's up? Hope the weather is beautiful there. Um, Today is March 4th, 2022. And I am definitely going live because for me, lives are just so much easier. But we are kind of, guys, in the middle of everything as far as the crunch time for bookkeeping is like upon us. Doing bookkeeping cleanup is what everyone is looking for. A lot of my clients, I want to say about 90% of the clients that I ever get comes from bookkeeping cleanup as a service. So what's going on is that, and I apologize, my hair's all kinds of crazy today. Guys, I just don't feel good, but I still want to come in here and commit to doing this live for you. So just disregard the hair and the overall appearance because I just look like craziness. Back to it. Um, we are cleaning up the books for S corps and partnerships like that. We have to. We have no choice because their deadline is March 15th. I mean, we do have a choice, yes, but that's where our clients are coming from. A lot of you will find that cleanup again is the key element here, especially in tax season. Cleanup, cleanup, cleanup. What that looks like for us is priorities. Let me explain. Um, the one thing we need to do for bookkeeping as bookkeepers is we need to provide accurate financials. When I talk about priorities, I'm talking about what it looks like for us to provide actual financial statements and financial statements that look accurate. That looks like we are completing reconciliation. We're reviewing their financial statements and we're making sure that all cash accounts match the ending balance for each source document statement. So a lot of the cleanup you guys will find is messed up because things are being overstated on the income side. Um, that is a majority of the cleanup, period. So let's talk about that. The three priorities. The first priority is reconciliation. Before we start cleanup, and I'm talking about a client. The example here is a client that has their QuickBooks or whatever accounting system that they're in, and they just never reconciled. They never did anything. So we're going in and we need to reconcile first. The first thing we do is the reconciliation for all cash accounts. What is a cash account? That's checking, savings, credit card. We need to reconcile all cash accounts. Once that's done for the entire year or for whatever months you guys are cleaning up, that's when you guys can go in and do the cleanup part. We can start to take out all of the duplicates as needed and then move on from there. Um, After that, then we can go ahead and provide them with the proper P&Ls and balance sheets as needed. One tip I will say is while you are going through, make sure that you have taken a look at their cash accounts so that their cash accounts make sense to what you're reconciling. Get a full picture of what you're doing. The priorities are reconciliation, cleaning up the duplicates, and providing correct financial statements. Those are our top three priorities as bookkeepers when we're doing cleanup. Uh, I recommend finding a method that works for you. My method's pretty good. So if you're in need of a method, definitely reach out to me. I can provide my insights and thoughts on that. If you are watching me and this is your first time, you're probably like, who is this girl? If not, I mean, welcome back and thanks for your support. I super love you guys. But I've got 20 years of accounting under my belt. So cleanup is something that is not new to me. And the processes of cleanup can be tricky when each individual company is different because they have a client you have a client that had their mom taking care of their books, so it's kind of, she didn't really know a lot about bookkeeping, but they didn't know what they didn't know, or that they never this another scenario is that they never did put their books into an accounting software, so you're not only doing um, cleanup, but you're starting their bookkeeping for them. So if those are the scenarios, this is how you start to develop that reoccurring revenue and that reoccurring customer, so you guys can hit those six figures and seven figures. So if you're joining me now, let me know if you guys, like, in the comments. I want to know, give me like a thumbs up if you guys are already bookkeepers and you have clients. Let me know, especially in the questions. If you guys have questions, I want to know if you guys are dealing with bookkeeping cleanup right now. What kind of problems are you guys trying to overcome? Duplicated, oh my gosh, duplicate entries are the reason for, and I probably should do like a whole YouTube tutorial on this, but duplicated entries are the reason for inaccurate balance sheet and uncleaned books. Basically, like undeposited funds and duplicates are the reason for, I'm sorry, not unclean. What I'm trying to say is overstated income. Overstated income is is such an issue, and it's because of duplicated entries. So if you find yourself dealing with that, Ruben gave me a thumbs up. Ruben, you know my pain. I swear, sometimes cleanup is the nightmare, but this is what we need to practice to get better. And if you need that kind of practice and you need that kind of guidance, maybe you guys are stuck. Not that I'm trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I want you guys to reach out into your communities, reach out to a mentor, reach out to someone like me that provides mentorship or some kind of insight into helping you guys clean up. So you don't have to, by no means am I saying you have to reach out to me. No, but I do want you guys to make sure that you guys are reaching out to tax pros, reaching out to other bookkeepers, reaching out to someone else who needs or who has the experience in bookkeeping cleanup, because tax pros know what they need. CPAs know what they need. Sometimes it comes down to just software knowledge. That's another big tip that I don't even think about. It comes down to software knowledge, and it can be as simple as unmatching um, unmatching the bank feed. So I do want to leave you guys with that tip. I don't want to keep you guys so long because I can just yap yap yap. I'm going to open it up right now to questions that you guys might have. Ruben says, "I feel your pain." Um, He says, "Can you talk about year-end entries for retained earnings for the balance sheet?" Oh my gosh. Okay. So retained earnings, my goodness. That can be that can be quite complicated. I want you guys to take a look. Now, this doesn't apply for everybody, but retained earnings is, I almost want to say, like, Ruben, I have so many other questions to ask you first before I even talk about it because I want to know. Maybe in this live chat right now, can you drop me more information about like what industry you're in, what your client does? A lot of the times, guys, my a lot of questions can't be answered live, or like it can't. There's no like straight answer because I have questions for you. Like, what industry are you in? What kind of earnings do they make? Like, it's not always just like easy to answer, but I try my best. So if you have any questions and you guys are tuning in, let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know if you have bookkeeping questions. It could be marketing, it could be sales, it could be just troubleshooting. That's a lot of the times what I provide is just the troubleshooting, the networking. I'm sorry, software issues, not networking. I meant software issues. It really is a day. I'm definitely feeling under the weather. This Arizona weather is killing me. It's hot and cold, cold and hot, windy, not windy, dusty, not dusty. We're all feeling it here. Let me see. The chats, the chats. I just did a cleanup last week. It was brutal, but I did it. Yes, cleanups can be brutal, guys, but they are needed because people cannot file their taxes without it. So if you're struggling, and a lot of you might be struggling with finding new clients, the key to finding new clients is finding clients that, I mean, are look for the pain points. Every business needs to file taxes. Every business. So if you're looking at, like, say, let's just, for instance, you guys need clients. Reach out to the clients that are the S corps and partnerships that you know of. Market and reach out to those people or target that audience because March 15th is the deadline. And if they don't have, just so you know, if they don't have their books done and they opt to do an extension, they have to pay taxes per member, I believe. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I've got any tax pros that are watching live or later down the road in the replay, they have to pay a fine or a penalty. I think it's $205 per member of the company for every month missed after March 15th. So the longer they wait, the higher their penalty. So you see why your services would be needed as a bookkeeper. It's as simple as that. Let's see. My client is a beauty professional and it was their first year of business. Are they taking a loss on their? I believe that companies can take a loss up until like 5 years. Not to say that you should, and that's something you should advise. Definitely, I'm not saying that. Um, one of the people and colleagues that I follow, the trucker's accountant, she did reiterate that even though the IRS will allow a loss, um, you you don't necessarily want to report a loss on your income because you're saying you didn't get any income, right? So it is it it is kind of a win situation and then kind of a lose because if your client was to apply for a loan or a line of credit and they're showing that they and the bank or whatever institute wants to see their tax returns for their business and their tax returns for their business is that they have a loss, they're going to be most likely declined or they're going to find real trouble. Wow, holy Beyonce hair wind right now. The benefits of going live outdoors. My goodness. So yeah, like I was saying, the benefits of taking the loss is that you're saying that you owe no taxes, but that you make no money. So finding Tina says yes, I'm correct. Woohoo! See, I pay attention sometimes. I pay attention. How do I keep track of these deadline dates? They're usually the same every year. I always just kind of dial back down to checking the IRS websites, making sure. Honestly, when it comes to the IRS, I don't go anywhere but irs.gov to make sure that I am I have the correct information. I'm not just like Googling it and then picking the first thing that pops up. I will Google it, sure, but if I can see that the information is coming from irs.gov, I will read their information first and foremost. Especially, I mean, a lot of the times that's what I'm doing. I'm reading off on publications, I'm reading off on new updates, and just staying in tune to that. So that's how I do that, Dominique. And it's usually what tax date is April 15th for personal, and every other like LLC, corp, C corp, and I think solo, sole proprietor, not solo, sole proprietorships. That's when their taxes are due. But March 15th, a lot of people don't even realize that S corps and partnerships need to file March 15th. I think, I don't know, Ruben. I don't see if he told me. Oh, it says, my client is a beauty professional. Okay, yeah, yes, that's what I told her. I want her to open her salon in a few years. I want to show her a positive net income and get approved for a loan. Yes, absolutely. We want our clients to succeed, and we want to show them our value. So you, as a bookkeeper, do bring value. You're not just like taking their money and just organizing their money, and then getting paid for it, but you guys are providing that really big essential need for them to have their books organized. They get I mean, one of my tax pro colleagues just mentioned that, they lose out on deductions and credits when they don't take their bookkeeping and organize it. I'm sorry, they don't organize their bookkeeping. Ruben, I will have to get back to you more on retained earnings, guys. That is a separate. I think I'll go live on that next week, or maybe even tomorrow, because I'm going to run out of time going over retained earnings. Retained earnings is Ravi says, "Did I read your comment? Hello, I'm Sia. Oh, hi from India. What's up? Yes, that's awesome. All the way from India, man. What time is it over there?" But I did want to mention that, I think retained earnings, I think I need to go into much more of a deeper conversation with retained earnings so people can get a better feel of what that means. I think it scares a lot of people. I want to just break it down correctly, Ruben. So I'll make sure to reach out to you. Follow me on my social media, guys. All of my handles are Bookkeeper Bootcamp. It's on my IG, it's on my TikTok, it's on my Facebook. That way you guys can go in live. But Ruben, I will do more of a, what is it? Retained earnings on the balance sheet and entries that you guys need to do. It has a lot to do with just kind of moving things from one bucket to another bucket and why we do it. I think I'm just going to run out of time, and it'll just be hours and hours of a live that I think would be a great live to do. So stay tuned. If you guys don't already follow me, email me to jump on my list. I try to go live weekly. It's tax season. We're all in it, and now I'm not feeling well, but hey, I did the things. We did all of it. Yeah, retained earnings is its own special area. That's, yeah, totally what I mean, Tina. Yeah. It's like I want to go into it, but I swear I'm just going to confuse everyone because it I have to start somewhere, and I can't just, you know, I can't pop one video into another video and topics into another topics. But that is a great one, guys. If you don't want to, if you want to take what he's saying, definitely check out retained earnings. Do your research on it and see if it applies to the businesses that you serve. If you're doing cleanup, see if that applies to the industries like beauty industry that you guys serve and how it's beneficial. Any other questions, guys? Before, I think I have about another minute to answer. Tina says, "Sorry, I'm an accountant and tax preparer turned bookkeeper." Yes, Tina. Woo, that is a lot. You're a one-stop shop. Honestly, guys, if you guys can become a one-stop shop, that is where you guys are going to start making those 6 and 7 figures. Tina, you're doing it right, girl. Keep going. Let me see. It's morning time, says Ravi, at 6 a.m. Wow, that's early. Good morning. Any other questions that I may have missed? All right. All right, cool. Thanks. She said, thanks. Awesome. I think I'm good. All right, guys, we are rounding up my 20-minute lives here. I try not to keep it that long. So if you guys need to get a hold of me, definitely reach out, bookkeeperbootcamp@gmail.com. I do have boot camps for beginner boot camp, bookkeepers that know little to nothing about bookkeeping. If you are trying to transition into bookkeeping, definitely get a hold of me. I can tell you guys about, I do monthly bookkeeper boot camps. Why did I name it that? I swear I'm crazy. It's such a tongue twister. And for those of you that are looking for cleanup help, I've just recently debuted my newest boot camp, and it's about cleanup because I do it so often and I mentor it so often that I feel like it's its own entity in itself. And I teach you guys my own methods to do bookkeeping cleanup within 14 days or less for your client. I have my own method, I teach it. I use it personally. A lot of my clients that have worked with me, and a lot of clients that I have now, I don't work with anymore. I've taught them this and they've used it for themselves. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody can make the money that they want to make and they can see that bookkeeping doesn't have to be so tedious. I also do it in mentoring. Guys, I do it all and I provide the support that you guys need as bookkeepers. Reach out to me, bookkeeperbootcamp@gmail.com. Follow me on IG. Shoot me a message, shoot me a DM. Stay in touch, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy.